Welcome back to the Belgrade Arena. Half-time here in this fifth-place playoff between Macedonia and Slovenia. The Macedonians leading by 4 at the moment. The Slovenians still finding something to cheer about. And I can tell you that Kirill Lazarov is now matching Olafur Stefansson for the all-time record for European Championship. Number of goals scored. They're both on 58. Can't help but feel that that's got to go up for Lazarov. He hasn't finished. On the attack here. Lazarov scoring in the last second of the first half after the Slovenians had a chance to pull one back, somehow made a bit of a mess of it with a couple of overthrown passes back to back. It was wasteful in the extreme by them. Tries to pull through, he's fouled. Surely that's going to be another 2-minute suspension. It is. Probably means that Slovenia will take off their line player on the next attack and Dolenec will be back in again. So 4-2 attack against a short-handed defence. There's plenty of space on the wings now, but the idea really is to stretch the defence and bring the ball down the middle. They've done it there. Brilliantly done. And Stoilov having an amazing competition here. Did he miss one shot so far from his 7 taken, and the substitution is being made for Slovenia now. Off goes Mika Zvice, and Dolenec is in at right back. They'll need to bring the wings around though to try and create some threat and bring back the defence, which is waiting at 9 metres, and it's going to be problematic to break it down. Free throws given. That's fine for the Slovenians. It helps run the clock down. That said, they don't have too much time left. So we want to try and get back into this game. They're 5 goals down. All the way through, defending inside the area. Vlatko Mitkov just stood inside, and although he was waiting for the collision, didn't take any action against Angelovski. He was clearly well inside. Against Skube, I beg your pardon. But you can see him there, number 8. He was 1 metre in even before the run started almost. Boris Denic happy with that. And Gajic steps up once more. He's missed one so far. He's missed 2. Well, all the experience in the world counts for nothing, I'm afraid, in those situations. You have to keep your cool. 2 penalties from 4. And Ristovski may not have touched it, but he'll claim that. Got a good start. Good first half, Ristovski, 37% save rate. Kirill Lazarov. Oh, sails over the top. Skov looks for the long ball. I think after their first half success with long passes, thinks again. They bring it up instead. Zorman. Looking for the line. No way through there. Skube brings it back out again. Looks for the line. Nearly got it to Vice. Couldn't quite, unfortunately. It's Matjas Bruman who's playing at the right back position at the moment, come right wing, but they are back to full strength again, and Dolenec returns. Doing their best to encourage the referees to go for passive play. It's not going to be long, mind you. It's all sideways play at the moment. Skube can't find Zvice on the line, but he still gets a free throw. But a shot needed fairly soon to keep the referees happy here. Dolenec, that works. They've taken a deflection off a defender on the way in. He's sent 2 Macedonians flying in the process. 3 goals. Well, after a poor start, he's on target now, the youngster. Great action. And Ristovski just about touching it. In fact, that may have been the sound. It was so quick. So 17-13, the scoreline. Kirill Lazarov very closely marked, as he has been the whole game. Into the wing, bit of an angle there. Not big enough though. Skov stood his ground. And back comes Zorman into the wing, leaves it. Good play, Dolenec could have interfered there, he wouldn't have got through. Instead it goes through to Matthias Pullman, the 29-year-old from Simos Koper. And they're within 3 now. And the Slovenians on song again. Well, some of them anyway. A little bit more space given to him this time now by Zvice. It's going to be a free throw. Time being taken here. Zvice pushes up again, shadows Kirill Lazarov. Oh, saved by Skov, but they opened up the defense there. Dragged it round and then put the ball in on the line, and he does loiter wide quite a lot, Stoilov. Not one of those who'll look for the space in the middle necessarily. Into the line, picked up inside the area anyway, but he'll come back for a free throw. Complaints from Michal Zvice, but that's at the other end. Skov's save of Stoilov, and Stoilov has been quite regular. Oh, brilliant. And Dolenec is up and running. 23 years of age only, the right back. Plays for Gorenje Velenje. Allowed to get in far too close at 7 meters. And Mirkulovski caught absolutely flat-footed with that one, could do nothing about it. And so the gap back down to 2. The Macedonian fans. Kirill Lazarov into the wing. Waits forever to take a shot. Brilliantly done by Temelkov, but the space bought for him by Kirill Lazarov, who could have selfishly tried to break through and shoot at point-blank range. But doesn't. Skube has to come around. Marked all the way, gets a free throw. But he breaks down the attack at least. Job done as far as the Macedonians are concerned. They've got to start again. Slovenia. Dolenec, Zorman, Skube, no way through. Free throw, you can barely hear it for the whistling of the Macedonian fans. Skube tries to shoot low. It's blocked by Mitkov, the defense specialist who plays for Baumbach in Austria. Zorman all the way through. Brought the ball in very close, and this time Mitkov caught flat-footed. 21-year-old Polish-based back player. Keeps the ball close, and really not much that Markowski can do. He's behind him by then. 4 from 4, good statistics for the captain. No way through that. They'll come back for a free throw. Kirill Lazarov. Blocked. They'll come back again. Kirill Lazarov once more, the Atletico Madrid back player. Third time, still not. Took a bit of a deflection as well, but Skov gets it. And the Macedonians quickly back in defense. Slovenia, for their part, bring the ball up slowly. And we've got a 2-minute suspension. Macedonia's Vladimir Temelkov just checks to make sure that the damage he's done isn't too severe on Zorman. Finish of the move, but Temelkov has struggled a bit defensively. He's been caught flat a few times. He's settled a little bit more now as the game's going on, but still not quite as active as he should be there. And they have been trying to exploit it. It doesn't help him, of course, that it's where the experienced Zorman is trying to focus his attention as well to drive through. Really trying to exploit what he feels is a weakness in the defence there. Second line player goes in. Little handoff there. Come back again. Zorman tries to find a way through Dolenec. Picked up almost off the ground by the combined efforts of Alushovsky and Mirkulovsky. Zorman instantly closed by Kirill Lazarov. Comes back again, looks for the line. Well, the defence had to let go in the end. They'd have conceded the penalty otherwise, as Lukas Vitze, the winger, was waiting at the back and smuggles the ball really past Ristovski. One goal in it. In Macedonia, I can tell you, have changed goalkeeper as well. Peter Angelov has come in, plays for the champions Metalurg Skopje. Defending deeper than ever. The Slovenians beginning to believe here. It's been a 5-goal lead in the first half, slowly eroded. Slovenians who came in really with some of the youngsters to gain experience. It was a team peppered with some old faces as well. But they really have surprised everyone. Finishing third in their group in what has been a very tight championship, helped in no small measure by the failure of some of the big pre-tournament favourites. France and Sweden amongst them, Denmark to some extent as well, although they made good in the main round by winning all their matches and pulling off a Houdini act. Let's come off a defender. It will be a throw-in from the corner. Long-range shot, a comfortable save for Skov. Nothing, say the referees. And still, though, the Slovenians don't bring the ball up quite as quickly as the Macedonians. Has come in from Dolenec, and now they're level. It was a slow build-up, not the quick long pass down the court. Instead, it's a phase 2 attack, and Matthias Burman. 3 goals without reply now. Costly 4-minute spell for Macedonia. Shot efficiency, 67% for Slovenia. Oh, it's gone wide, nothing for Stoilov. And they're in front, and we're going to have a 2-minute suspension as well. Dolenec scores, but Alushovsky is off. And Slovenia have put themselves in front. There was the miss by Stoilov that would have restored the lead for them. Instead, they bring the ball down. Dolenec looks as if he's going to pass initially, but then drives through for the space. And meanwhile, the 39-year-old Alushovsky has got time to reflect. And now a 4-goal run. So a goal a minute at the moment for the Slovenians, with nothing coming back the other way. A power play situation have to take full advantage of. Woman waiting at the right. Little shimmy there by Temelkov. Oh, and again missed. Not a great shot. Dimovsky shoots straight into the head of Skov. Couldn't quite control it the first time. And that was costly in the end, not getting the ball in first time and having the time to concentrate. The wing, and still Slovenia can't be stopped. Matthias Burman 3 from 3, and the experienced players in the team are stepping up to the plate here. And only 2 goals now in the second half for Macedonia. 12 minutes in, haven't scored for 6 minutes and 14 seconds, but it's in the entire story of the second half that's been costly to them. It's been an 8-2 exchange here. running out of ideas. It's almost as if they are relying too heavily on bringing in Kirill Lazarov. Ball stolen unfairly, say the referees. They'll come back for a free throw. Well, Shundovsky's got a problem on his hands here. Trailed by 2, remember, qualification for the London 2012 Olympic qualification tournaments at stake here in April, and they've got a 2-minute suspension as well. Look at that face. David Miklavic. And that's why, holding him all the way through, the 28-year-old from Gorenje Valenia, and that may just give Macedonia a chance to try and break things down. Kirill Lazarov will have a chance to get some of the shots in, goes to the wing instead, and finally, we've got an injury. Lushovsky is down, having scored the goal. Well, was there contact? Bruman, it's difficult to see. He did put his hand on his hip, but that's always a telltale factor, whether he's trying to put him off balance as he jumped. Did enough. Temelkov gets a little earful as he comes past Shundovsky, not sure what that was all about. And still he's down there receiving treatment. There is Shkov, the experienced keeper, 118 caps, and the Macedonian fans looking somewhat deflated all of a sudden. 4-goal half-time lead whittled away here in an 8-3 exchange in the opening 13.5 minutes. Well, some of them are trying to put a brave face on it. Well, the Macedonian fans doing their best now to put off the Slovenians after what they feel should have been a 2-minute suspension at the other end. Clever play by Luka Zvice. Looked like the pass was coming out under pressure. Zorman feeds him the ball. He's taken 2 defenders away, and instead of passing, then shoots on the inside post. And despite being short-handed, still they maintain the advantage here. Into the wing, huge angle for the shot. No mistake there. Scored by Vladimir Temelkov. And finally they get things going again after long lull. 3 from 3 for him. Shundovsky still looking somewhat anxious. Releases through, blocked on the line, but it's going to be a free throw for Dolanec. Is saying, well, that was inside the area. But it's not the way the referees see it. So Dolanec takes the throw. And now Skube being individually marked while Macedonia have the extra player. It's the first time they've really shown any kind of initiative that way. Zorman runs into the defender, Temelkov, attacker's foul. Macedonia still with 20 seconds of a power play remaining here as we hit the halfway point in the second half. And for some reason, Lushovsky decides not to shoot. The ball comes out again so that they can make their substitution. It seemed like a big angle. You thought he could have gone for it. And that's worked in the end, straight down the middle. Individual effort by Mirkulovsky, 28-year-old from Metalurg Skopje. And they're level again. Still no goal in the second half for Kirill Lazarov. Slovenia back to full strength now. Skube fouled. Rather crudely, it has to be said, by Temelkov. Deciding that this time they won't pass. Dolanec. Caught Ristovsky flat-footed. Should have mentioned, incidentally, that Angelov's time in goal was very short-lived. After he made just 0 saves from 3, Angelov being replaced. Meanwhile here, Dolanec with 6 goals from 8 attempts. restores the lead, not for long. Goal and a 2-minute suspension. I think Gaba is off as Mikulovski gets up rather gingerly and hobbles off. And Gaba gets his second 2-minute suspension of the game. He's got to watch himself, the number 22 for Slovenia. One more and it's a red card for him. And straight away he's saying, stop the clock, I'm hurt. 22-all then. 5-goal lead for Macedonia wiped out, then Slovenia took a 2-goal lead, and now we're back to level scores. Vice. Dolenec struggling to find options, plays it wide in the end. He was wanting him to cut inside at the back of the defence, but he stayed wide. Complete misunderstanding between Dolenec and Lukas Vice. So Macedonia once more with a power play. 2 on the line. Kirill Lazarov, he scores first goal of the second half, and incidentally, he now does have the all-time record for the most goals scored in a European Championship. He's overtaken Stefansson. It's his 59th goal of the tournament. Worth mentioning, he also holds a record for the all-time top scorer in a World Championship in 2009 when he scored 92 goals in just 10 games. Very closed angle, spin was about the only option, but he couldn't get it around the outside. Say Baristovski, back come Macedonia. Into the wing, big angle. Alushovski. And now it's been 3 goals without reply in quick succession, and Macedonia wrestle the initiative back over the top of Skov. And a team timeout has been called by Slovenia. Struggling to try and regain the initiative here. Boris Denic must be absolutely gutted. His team were up and running really well, and suddenly it's all gone wrong defensively. They're just not concentrating. It's almost as if they thought, well, we're back in now. And they've almost as quickly given up the initiative. So the team timeout complete. Kundovski, who was looking very anxious earlier on, being given a little bit of relief here with a 2-goal lead, but there's still plenty of time remaining. Cuts back towards the centre. Skube has to drop into the line. Oh, tried to break his wrist and pass it over the top. Dobosek didn't do a very good job in the end, I'm afraid. Did it save Baristovski? Winger coming all the way around from the other side. Well, Baristovski's happy. 32% save rate for him. Mind you, he's still just outsmarted now at the other end by Skov, who's on 34% save rate for Slovenia. Kirill Lazarov, that needed to go quickly into the wing, but just blocked in the end. Kirill Lazarov found the far post, and suddenly he's up and running again. Plenty of passion there for Kirill Lazarov, who plays for Atletico Madrid in the Spanish Liga Tobal, where he's the 5th top scorer. 79 goals there. Tried to pass quickly into the wing, didn't work for Skube. Couldn't quite release Dobosek, and that's a penalty. Fouled on the line, Sebastian Skube. 24-year-old breaks through, and Kirill Lazarov standing on the line. Well, they missed 2 penalties already, courtesy of Gajic. Matthias Burman steps up now. Oh, classy. Breaks his wrist on the shot. First penalty in the competition, in fact, for Matthias Burman, stepping up after the right winger Gajic had missed a couple early on. Still 2 goals in it, Macedonia leading. And the deep defence on Kirill Lazarov has pulled back a bit now. It's a flatter 6-0 defence that Macedonia facing. They're not even pushing up when he gets the ball either. And that's what happens if you give him space. Kirill Lazarov scores. Kirill Lazarov comes off. Maybe being spared defensive roles to keep him fresh. As Vlatko Mitkov, the defence specialist, slots back in. Number 2 from the right. That is the Macedonian right. Not as you look at it. Svitse's gone in there. Skube tries to drive through. He won't get it past Mitkov. Holds his line there. Zorman looking to feed it into the line. Svitse has the ball, but just as he got the ball, the whistle went. Michal Svitse there, who scores, who plays for Bjerringbro, Silkeborg in Denmark. Great response. Well, this time he puts a block on instead, and Dolenec comes through. 7th goal. Well, he missed his opening 2 shots. He hasn't missed anything since then, the youngster. And after seeing Kirill Lazarov get back into gear here in the second half, the Slovenians go back to the 5-0-1 defence. With Kirill Lazarov being individually marked, they just gave him too much space earlier on. It's Lukas Svitse once more who's tasked with staying with him. And here comes the screen for him. Alushovsky coming around. Kirill Lazarov's gone off onto the left side. Dolenec and the attacker, they're tangling on the way through. And it's going to be a free throw. The clock has been stopped with 8 minutes and 38 seconds remaining. And suddenly the Macedonian fans are up again. Change the goal, meanwhile, for the Slovenians. Skov is out. Primož Prost has come back in, 28-year-old. Plays for Montpellier in France. Kirill Lazarov. To swap hands in mid-air, took off with the ball in his right hand. Zorman defending inside the area. Not much that they could do, unfortunately, the Macedonians. Markovski and Stoilov unable to hold him as he broke through. In fact, it's Temelkov again. It's been the link that they've picked on consistently, the Slovenians at the back. Bruman. Saved, and 3 missed penalties now by Slovenia. What a different score it could have been, but Ristovski quickly changed leg after inviting the shot on that side. A little skip. And the 29-year-old from Vardar Pro once more gets the upper hand on this one. Free throw. And he saved 3 from 6 penalties. There's the foul that's just given that free throw. Mirkulovski trying to take off, but being pulled back to the ground again by Svitse. Lazarov looking for a quick switch over, but Moisovsky was marked all the way as he came across. Lukas Svitse just switched and stayed with him. Kirill Lazarov waiting. Once more a slip. 7 minutes to go. Macedonia lead 26-24 in the 5th place playoff at Euro 2012 here in Serbia. The winner guaranteed a place in the London 2012 Olympic qualification tournament in April. The loser will have to wait and hope that the only other team not qualified in the last 4, Serbia, win the competition and get a by-right qualification. That would then leave a 2nd place open, and therefore the loser will be back in again. But it's a big ask. Croatia, Spain and Denmark, the other 3 teams in that quartet. It's going to be tight all the way through. 2-minute suspension. Svitse looks somewhat bemused. Michal Svitse, the line player from Bjerringbro, but he gets his 2nd 2-minute suspension, and now both he and Mate Garber are on 2-minute suspensions. Gets past, tries to run through, and here comes Zvice. Well, I have to say, that's not a 2-minute suspension. He didn't catch him on the neck, shoulder. Well, it's Pousselier who's got the suspension. That makes more sense for the earlier hold. I thought for a second that they'd given it to Zvice, especially as I think so did he for that matter. He looked bemused, and that's a sad sight though for Macedonia. Filip Mirkulovski, the 28-year-old back player from Metalurg Skopje, hobbles off. Well, if he's got an ankle problem, he's going to be replaced by Filip Lazarov. Sad sight to see him struggle off. There are 2 goals in the match so far. And so Filip Lazarov takes over central duties for Macedonia. Goes in on the line to try and flatten things. Kirill into the wing this time. Good angle, well stopped by Prost. Skube into the other wing. There's no space there. Skube has to come back again. They're short-handed, remember, Slovenia now with that 2-minute suspension. It's a penalty. Good quick play and interchange there. Cut back inside. And Skube wins the penalty. Moisovski, the player at fault. Well, ran across the area, caught his shooting arm as well. Well, getting a penalty is one thing, scoring it for Slovenia has been another one. Lukas Zvice. No mistake this time, shows how it should be done. He's only taken one other penalty so far in the competition. He missed that one. Back to within 1. Long-range shot. Prost is having a good time here. Straight inside the area. The ball goes back to Macedonia. Skube a little too anxious, and poor old Mirkulovski there getting treatment on the bench, but there's the incident again on that side. Hopefully, it looks like he's winded more than anything else. Mirkulovski, the way he was exercising there to stretch. Oh, brilliant play, but where was the defence? Smile from the supporters. That'll help. Scored by Moisovski. 2 goals for him. 5 goals to go then in the 5th place, 5 minutes rather to go in the 5th place playoff. Zorman comes back in at the left-back position. Instantly they pick him up. Angelovski is going to individually mark him. They push up on this side, putting Skube and Dolenec under pressure at the back. And eventually Zorman goes into the centre and gets a little bit more room. They're back to full strength, incidentally. He's given possession away, but he was fouled first. Free throw. Gone. Let's have a look at the foul again. Skube this time goes through and fouled right on the line. Well, it's not entirely subtle as Markovski tries to stand back outside the area. Did you see that? Oh, I think he did. So, Lukas Zvice, second penalty in succession. Top corner this time. Angelovski dropped his arm, shifted left, and the moment he did that, the ball went the other way. And once more, Slovenia within 1. 4 minutes remaining. 2 scored by Macedonia, 5 by Slovenia. Macedonians are giving away quite a few penalties, but problem is Slovenia have managed to squander 3 of them. Kirill Lazarov comes around the centre. Little shimmy. Shoots over the top. Nothing say the referees, but the rebounds come out and Prost makes another great save. Picked up on the far side and back they come. Bruman's going down. But once more the Slovenians just a little bit slower than the Macedonians at bringing the ball up. Phase 2 attack smothered a little bit. Skube won't go. Whistle's gone already. He'll come back for a free throw. It's very subtle, but the Slovenians are just that little bit slow. It's almost as if they decided they don't want to rush the long passes, and they are going to put it back and do phase 2 attacks. It's a shame because often Bruman is away quickly. He gets the ball, Bruman, as it happens now, but no position to shoot. Zorman, Skube. He's in too close now, and passive play is being warned. He got shoved on that one. He'll get a free throw, but the referee's arm warning them. Less than 3 minutes remaining here. 1 goal in it. So there is Prost, having a great game since coming in. 5 saves from 7 shots, 71% success rate for him. Dolanec came off a defender. That'll be a throw-in from the corner. Certain sense of urgency now for the Slovenians. Goes over the top. They do need a result, incidentally, as it's a playoff match, so if the scores are tied at the end, we'll go into extra time, 2 times 5 minutes. Macedonians won't want to give up on this one right at the end. They have all too painful memories of their defeat to Denmark in the dying seconds of that match. Free throw. Bruman suddenly thought he was going to get it there, but we've got a bit of an injury. And I think that's a low blow, I think. That's what it'll tell us. Moisovski jumps to shoot. I think he's winded. 2 players ramming into him. And anxious looks from the Macedonians. Olga, that's a 2-minute suspension. That's what they think of it. Love the haircut. He's had fun walking home with that hair tonight, isn't he? Moisovski, I think, winded more than anything else, and I suspect by the looks of it that he's caught a rather low blow. And there's the festive atmosphere amongst the fans there who still believe. 2 minutes to go exactly in the match. Macedonia leading 27-26. Kirill Lazarov, their star right back, is now the all-time record for the most goals scored in both World and now European Championships. His 8 goals making sure of that. Different atmosphere for this, probably the quietest it's ever been in this competition for the Macedonians. Normally mustered 6,000 to 7,000, but not knowing whether their team would be in a playoff situation. And of course they would have needed to have semi-final tickets to do it anyway, and that's a sad sight as Naumce Moisovski, the 31-year-old from Metalurg Skopje, hobbles off. Ristovski looks on anxiously from the other end. Play resumes then. Deep defence by the Slovenians now. It's all or nothing for them. They've really got to try and snatch this. Please try and maybe get the draw and then go for the extra time. Kirill Lazarov into the wing. And now Kirill Lazarov has taken a low hand into his stomach. And just give me a second there. I'm completely winded. The Atletico Madrid right back helped up by the referee. Here it is again, there's the shove, and Michal Zvice leaving him in absolutely no doubt of his intention. Zvice going, well, you know, you got to take the rough with the smooth, haven't you? You come round my way, that's what you get. Once more, Kirill Lazarov closely marked. If he's through, yes he is, and that's a 2-goal lead now for the Macedonians. Play on, say the referees. Mirkulovski wanted the clock stopped. Feigning injury at the other end, I think probably the referees knew that. And a 2-minute suspension. A quick attack by Slovenia, and Markovski caught out. Is it? No, it's Angelovski, the defence specialist. There's the incident. Catches Skube high, I'm afraid. He's in the back of the picture. That's why I thought the foul might go for Mirkulovski. Any holding around neck height, and I'm afraid you're in trouble. So a 2-goal lead. But a power play now in the closing minute and a half for Slovenia. They've got to try and draw this game now. I think a win's beyond it in a minute and a half. But they have got the extra player, and if they can take this to extra time, well, who knows? Who knows? So Zorman calls out the winger, says to Lukas Vice, come around, play the back. That's where we're going to break through. It's worked with one. Lukas Vice makes it 27-28 with his 6th goal of the game. 75% success rate. He just got called around. Good call by Zorman. Tell you what, though, the replay suggests he had his foot on the line. Not spotted, though, and it counts. And so we're into the last minute. Team timeout for Macedonia. Well, they're going to be short-handed right to the end of the game, and this is a real anxious time for the Macedonians, who thought with the 2-goal lead they were there. But a quick throw-off by Slovenia caught them napping. Mirkulovski may have thought he'd done enough. Well, anxious moment. Shundovski looks on. They've got to try and make this a long attack, if they'll allow it, the referees, that is, and see if they can eventually pull it out and take a last shot. But of course, Kirill Lazarov will remember that was a tactic against Denmark in their match when they were level and they were going to win it with the last shot. He shot with 5 seconds to go, thought that would be enough to forestall a comeback from the Danes, but guess what? Landin saved, Hansen got a rebound on it, put the ball straight down the court to Lindberg, who scored on the buzzer. And Macedonia lost a match that could well have cost them the place in the semi-final. They'll know now to shoot as late as they can, but the referees are not going to give them that long. 45 seconds to go, and the Slovenians will be baying for a passive play call as soon as possible from the referees, unless the Macedonians can show some goal intent. Oh, unwise. He had Kirill Lazarov to the right, and instead he tried to take the shot himself. Frost has picked the ball up. Down they come. Zorman cuts back to the centre. Skube, he's given possession away. Free throw. The ball's down, but the time's running out. 15 seconds, the clock's still running. Zorman looks up. They've got to go for the last ditch shot here and try and take it to extra time. Zorman into the wing. Yes, Skube! Andries put it wide. That's the last chance for them. And he's gone on the ground. Skube can't believe it. He could have given them the draw and taken it to extra time. Instead, celebrations for the Macedonians. Shundovski in discussion with the referee. I'm not sure what it's about. It doesn't matter. Macedonia have beaten Slovenia 28-27, and their Olympic hopes are alive. They will go to one of the qualification tournaments. Skube inconsolable. The Macedonians celebrates. For the Slovenians now, their only hope for London 2012. And Skube surrounded by his teammates. Look, you've done so much, don't blame yourself. It was a pressure shot. He's not had a great day, Skube. 0 goals from 2. Celebration for Ristovski and Shundovski. And Slovenia have to hope that the hosts pull off the greatest of coups to win the European Championships here in Belgrade on Sunday, to allow them back into the Olympic qualification tournaments. But all credit to the Slovenians. They came here with some real young players to give them some experience, so they found themselves 3rd place in their group. Dolenec puts a brave face on it. But for Macedonia, well, what a fairy tale for them. They've had huge support here, though at times you'd have thought this competition was being played in Macedonia. Even in their match against Serbia, their fans were louder than anybody, and Zorman's still a little unhappy. And some discussions going on, but they've got to put that behind them. It's irrelevant now, nothing's going to change. Well, that's Bruman's view on it as he discusses it with Moisovski. And I wonder if that's more to do with the injury that Moisovski picked up earlier on, and maybe an apology from Bruman. I suspect that may well be the case. There is Kirill Lazarov, who in addition to the win is now the all-time top scorer in European handball championships with 8 goals here today, and could very well be in line for man of the match, if only for that as well, because it is a historic moment for them. Shundovsky takes the plaudits from the crowd along with his coaching staff. The flags are everywhere for Macedonia. Well, delighted fans here. For Slovenia, I'm afraid, a very different story. So close. Skube could have leveled it and taken the match to extra time. Jan Tuik of the European Handball Federation about to make the presentation. Let's see who will win the MVP award for each side.
Best player of the team of former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia.
So for Macedonia first, and it is Kirill Lazarov. 8 goals, 47% success rate, a bit expensive at times, but he says no, it's for the team, it's for all of you. Very sporting by him, turns and gives it actually to Ristovski. Well, that was very good of him. Ristovski has finished the game on a 31% save rate with 3 penalties in the bag, and they were fairly conclusive. A sporting gesture by the captain, who's created a bit of history on his own here today. And Matthias Bruman, the 29-year-old from Simos Koper, picks up the Man of the Match award for the Slovenians. 4 goals on an 80% success rate. And Slovenia, a brave attempt by this mixture of experience and youth here against the Macedonian side who've been driven on through this competition by fanatical support. Here the statistics then, the field throws. Slovenia still more successful with their shooting, 67 to 52% for Macedonia. But in the end, it's the attacks where Macedonia completed more of them successfully than they did. Hit them with 3 fast breaks, but very importantly, 3 penalty saves. Dolenec top scored for the Slovenians with 7, but Kirill Lazarov with his 8 goals for Macedonia, top scorer of the game, and of course all-time top scorer in European championships as well. Long gaps there, you can see, when the Macedonians failed to score and got themselves in trouble, but midway through the second half, suddenly the machine was up and running, and a different story. 3 fast breaks, 2 penalties to Macedonia, and a fairly good spread of goals from all positions. Maybe a little weak at the right back position, but that's only because Kirill Lazarov tends to come to the middle, and that's where his goals are being tallied up. Slovenia weak on the left side, more strength down the middle and on the right wing, and only 5 from 9 penalties, in fact, in the end. So Macedonia booked the tickets. Next up, it's the semi-final, Spain against Denmark, Serbia against Croatia. I hope you can join us for that. But for now, from me, Paul Bray, until then, goodbye.
Congratulations to both teams. Thank you for your attention. And now proceed to shake hands. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your attention. The next 2 matches will be the semi-final matches of the EHF European Championships. The first match, which starts at 5 p.m. in 45 minutes, will be the game between Denmark and Spain. And the second semi-final will be played at 8:15 p.m. between Serbia and Croatia.